In today's video, I'm going to talk about how to start a blog and make money. Coming up. So in this video, I'm going to talk about how to start a blog and really make money. And what I'm going to be covering today are the strategies, the tools, and everything that you need to get started, because I've done this over quite a long time, and to be honest, I've been making quite a lot of mistakes. But right now, I feel so confident to talk about this topic of how to start a blog and make money, because I've been making money consistently now for a couple of months. So I'm really excited about this. So let me show you how to get started so you don't make the mistakes that I did when I started. Okay, so the very first thing we're going to talk about here is the financial to income system. So this is the strategy or the system that I use to make money. So as you can see here from the beginning, we have phase 1, then we have phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. So what you need to get started with blogging is you need to have a passion, a hobby, or some sort of expertise that you have. The reason why you need this is because you need to be able to create content, which is videos, articles, or podcasts about your expertise or your passion or even your hobby. So this is very, very important. And without this, you're going to be in big, big trouble. I mean, if you move forward without this phase 1. Now, there are also areas that you also need to focus in. So you need to reevaluate where your passion is, what your hobbies are, because there are some hobbies and passions that don't really translate into making money down the line. So the main ones I want to cover are health, wealth, and relationships. So these three main ones are pretty much guaranteed. I mean, you are going to make money if you're in any of those niches, okay? Well, health, wealth, and relationships. So when it comes to health, it's divided into sub niches. So if you go for dieting, you're good. You can even go further down and talk about different types of diets. Fitness, you can go into, again, different types of fitnesses. You can go into HIIT, you can go into bodybuilding, you can go into running. So there's always different things that you can do under the bracket of health. So health has quite a lot under it. Now let's talk about wealth. So when it comes to wealth, similar to what I'm doing right now, I'm talking about how to start an online business using a blog. So again, there is quite a lot of demand for that. You can also talk about financial advice. You can also go into, things like consulting or talk about accounting and so on. So again, that falls under the wealth. Now, relationships, you can talk about marriage, home education, parenting, and so on. So as you can see, there are also topics that you can cover there, and there's a great demand for these topics. So just to recap quickly, health, wealth, and relationships. So if any of your hobbies, your expertise, and also your passion fall under those, they're pretty much guaranteed that you will make money. Of course, provided that you follow the next steps I'm going to discuss with you. Now, there's also a category which is huge, and it's called lifestyle. So the lifestyle category, this is where you go into fashion, makeup, gardening, those things that people want to do like pretty much in their spare time. Those also are really powerful and can also make you a lot of money. So let's say you've chosen your niche area, because this is where I messed up, to be honest. I was all over the place. When I started doing my content, I started off with Photoshop tutorials, and then I went to web design, and then I went into gear. So it was pretty much all over the place, but now I'm focused. So this is why I'm saying I really want you to follow the strategy that I'm giving you so that you don't make the mistakes that I did. Okay, so we've spoken about the niche areas. You need those three things: your passion, hobby, or expertise. Okay, so moving on, let's talk about how to really build your foundation. So this is where you're going to need a website. And I'm talking about website, blog, because these two are used interchangeably. So you're going to need a domain name that pretty much matches your passion or expertise or even your hobby. So this is quite important, although it's not very, very important, because what is important here is the traffic that goes to that website. But make sure you don't choose a domain name that puts you in a difficult situation where you can't branch out of it. I'll give you an example. When I created my first website, I called it Divi University. So you can see the name restricts me to Divi only. So that is why I had to change that and call it Funnels to Income, because Funnels to Income, I can talk about so many other things. I can talk about blogging, gear, how to make money, marketing, Facebook ads, all that stuff under one umbrella. So make sure you don't choose something that really, restricts you from creating more and more content in your area. All right, so moving on, the next stage is choosing a hosting. So hosting is great, and you also have to be careful here because some hosting companies may look very, very cheap, but the only problem that comes with that is they don't give you great support. And when things go wrong, it's very hard to get hold of them. So I'm going to be talking about these topics. In fact, right now, I'll leave a link in the video description. You can head over to my 3-day blogging bootcamp. This is absolutely free. This is where I cover all these topics in detail. So go ahead, sign up. It's absolutely free. Okay. It's the 3-day blogging bootcamp. The link is in the video description below. So when it comes to hosting, there's two types. There's shared hosting and there's managed hosting. So just from the names, you can see managed hosting is a bit more expensive, about $15 a month, but they take care of everything. The support is great. And you have a great interface where you can back up and restore all your website if something goes wrong. And the most important is they take care of the security of your website. I'm sure you've heard websites being hacked and so on. So managed hosting is great because they take care of that. So you have peace of mind. Whereas shared hosting, so you're sharing resources on the same server, and there you have to have extra expertise on how to make your website work, and if things go wrong, how you need to go in and tinker around with it. So it's your choice what you choose. But again, as I mentioned, I'm going to cover a lot in detail as to which one may be better for you. And then finally, let's talk about the theme. So once you've chosen your domain name, you've chosen your hosting, you're going to need a theme. And in my opinion, the best theme out there for setting up a website is Divi, and it has quite a lot of templates. In fact, you know what? I have a template that gets you up and running really, really fast. In fact, let me show you what it looks like. So over here, this is a tutorial I did a few days ago where I showed you how to create your own blog really, really fast using my template called Blogger Pro. Now, this template is very easy to use. All you have to do is to set up your website, and then once you've installed Divi, which is the page builder that I'm talking about here, the template that you need to install comes with all the styling and everything that you need. You don't even have to go in and do a lot of design. So this is what it comes up with. So you have this landing page. So this one here, I was pretty much designing a website for someone that does blogging around gardening. Okay, so you can see all the imagery is going to be around the gardening. Okay, and then over here you can see the posts are laid out nice and neat, and you also have a beautiful footer here. And over here you can also set your social media links. So you can go in and set these easily. And I also show you how to do that as well. But what's important here is when you go to the main blog page. So this is this is the page which highlights your latest blogs. And this here, you don't have to design it. It's dynamic. As soon as you add your images in there, it pretty much updates your website and puts the images in the right order, in the right place, and the layout doesn't change. So over here, you have a slider that shows you your latest posts. And then down over here now, this is where you have your posts. As you can see, this is nicely laid out. The colors are great. So if I click, for example, into this one here, notice what the page looks like. So here it is. The image goes over here. It has a nice dark overlay color here so that our title here is easy to read. And then when you scroll down, it's going to fade out to make it easier for the reader to read what you have here on your website. And then as you go further down, it has this sign up for the newsletter, which is great to build your mailing list. So as you can see, this is a template, which is very, very easy to use. So it costs $19, but you can get it absolutely free once you sign up in the link in the video description below. The page builder you need is Divi. As I mentioned, it's very easy to use. And when you want to set up your blog post, you don't want to be in trouble where you have to learn how to design the website from scratch, learn color theory, learn about fonts and all that stuff. You want something just to get you up and running really fast. And this is the best way to get up and running fast. Okay, so moving on. Now that you've set up your website, you need now to decide what topics to write about. And this is where a lot of people really, really struggle. They just go out there and they just start creating content randomly, and that doesn't work. You need a strategy behind it. And this is what I'm going to discuss with you right now. So when it comes to choosing topics, so there's a website I normally use here. It's called Answer the Public. Now this is great because when you come over here, you enter your topic or your main niche. So let's say you're into home education. This is where you type home education. And once you type in home education here and hit search, you get all these suggestions. So it shows you what people are asking and also ideas of how people are searching for that topic online. So for example, here you can see here, Are shorts allowed in Dubai? Are shorts trousers? So this is because the keyword that has been added here is to do with shorts. So this will give you so many ideas of what to write about. Next, I also have a website here, and this is neilpatel.com. Now, this is also a keyword research tool. So over here, let's say I enter home education and hit search. This will give you an idea of how this keyword ranks. So for example, straight away, I can see that it has 408 people searching for this per month. It also has a keyword difficulty of easy. So this should be a good indication that this keyword is something you want to go and pretty much, try and compete for. And also there are other things that you can take a look at here. So here you also have other suggestions. So you have home education resources. You can see here it has a quite decent volume. So as you can see, if you start writing topics around home education, you can write quite a lot here. And over here, you can also see what sort of content people are writing online. For example, here, 5 six-figure jobs from home. No fancy education needed. Now, of course, this one here, it does not relate to home education, but you can also look at all other ideas here. So this tool is actually quite good and it's also free. So you can go ahead and use that. Now, there is a tool that I use, which is paid, but this is much, much better. But I will discuss more about that tool in the 3-day bootcamp. Okay, so let's say you've got your traffic. What next do you need to do? So you need to drive this traffic over to your website. So this is why blogging is very important. So when you write your articles, you share them on social media, but make sure you bring them back to your website. Similar to what I'm doing right now, this video is going to be sitting on YouTube, but I'm also promoting my free 3-day blogging bootcamp. So when you sign up for that, hopefully you're going to be getting a lot of value from me and you are going to be interested in perhaps other advanced topics like how to create content, how to create your own courses, and so on. Okay, so now that you've done your keyword research, the next stage now is to create the actual content. So the content can be in the form of either video, audio, or articles. So let me just talk briefly about this. Now, when it comes to video, you want to make sure you have a YouTube channel. I wouldn't recommend going on Facebook or Instagram because you want to create content that's searchable, that people are searching for to start off with. And then you also want to do podcasts. Now, podcast is huge and a lot of people with mobile devices now listen to podcasts. So that's another way to create your content. And the third way is to write articles. So if you're great at writing articles, this is also another way to get people to start reading all your articles. But the most important thing in all of this is to make sure you build your mailing list. By building your mailing list, this is how you're going to make this blog into a business. Okay, so what sort of ways can you make money with blogging or with your blog? Well, you can make money through affiliate marketing. So let's say you choose a topic like how to make money online. There's so many tools out there, like for example, SEO tools. You can become an affiliate of some of these companies, create some videos around it and make money that way. You can also make money through creating ebooks that you can sell on your own website. You can also make money through creating courses and running online workshops or even, your traditional workshops. And also speaking gigs. So you can be an event speaker and make money that way. You can also go into coaching depending on your niche that you've chosen. And again, as you can see, there are so many ways to make money with your blog. So the way you need to look at your blog is look at it as your foundation. Look at it as your base. Or in a traditional sense, this is your main shop on the high street. So everyone comes into that shop and then they buy different products. So that's how you need to look at it. And this is why it is important that you set up a blog and really use it as a business platform. All right, so moving on, you can also go into consulting. So by creating all these articles and videos and so on, it's going to help you become an expert in your area. And this is how you're going to get people to like, trust, and, believe in what you do and also want to buy from you. So this is what you need to do. Now, when it comes to my blog, as I mentioned earlier on, I was all over the place. I was naming my blog all sorts of names. And sometimes I would start a blog and then after a few months, change the name completely because all of a sudden now I have a fantastic idea. So you don't want to do that. Take time out and really think about the blog name that you need for your website, and treat this like a business. Don't treat this like a hobby. The hobby is in stage 1 or phase 1, where you have a passion, and then you start creating tutorials and content around that. Now, what makes this work is the word transformation. Whatever you're going to do when you create your content, you need to transform people. You need to educate people. This is how you're going to grow your following. This is how you're going to grow your business. So even these tips that I'm giving right now, it's valuable, and I'm sure you can agree with me. If you work on this, it does work, because I'm sharing information that works for me. So it is going to work. So this is what you need to do in your area. Share your tips, share your stories, educate people, transform people's lives. This is how you get people to want to like, trust, and want to do business with you. All right, so these are the steps that you can make money with blogging in 2020. All right, that's all I have for you in today's video. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to go to that link in the video description below. Sign up for the free 3-day blogging bootcamp, and yeah, it's free. Why not sign up? All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you again in the next video. Take care.